Hey everybody, happy Saturday. I know I normally don't go live in the group on a Saturday. It's normally Tuesday mornings. And, I guess now I'm live. Well, happy Saturday, everybody. It's about quarter after 10, Saturday morning my time. I'm just going to open up Facebook on my phone to see. Yes, I am. So I can monitor chat. I normally don't go live on Saturdays. I normally don't do these surprise live trainings or conversations. And I kind of had an epiphany last night, and it was super valuable for me. And I thought it would be just a really great thing for us to quickly chat about this morning. So if you're catching this live, awesome. If you're not, that's okay. I'll actually put it in the replays. I'm not quite sure how this is going to go because I titled this, How Do You Feel Your Value? Because what I realized last night, I spent the whole day at the rink yesterday with my son. He was playing for a AAA team out of New York, who's here in Michigan, and they asked him to play for him. And what I realized was he had left AAA to go play high school hockey. And we felt that was a great choice for him. It keeps him local. He goes to school with his teammates for the first time in ever. And so I started to realize, he was asked to play for this team for this weekend, and he's enjoying it. And his confidence grew just by the fact that he was asked to come and play for this team. He doesn't know the coach. He doesn't know anybody on the team. And they're just here for the weekend for 5 games, and he's been asked to play for them. So for him, his confidence went up. And watching him in that interaction, I started just thinking about the word value. And we talk about core values all the time. We talk about just the essence of what it means to have value, and we know our value going into a meeting or going into a client session or through the products we create. And so just side note, yes, I am literally sitting in the rink parking lot in my car with the car running, and I have people standing on the other side of my window. I'm pretty sure they think I'm crazy because I'm talking into my computer and they don't know what I'm doing. But we'll see. Anywho, so we're just going to roll with it. Hopefully nobody kind of walks up and makes funny faces at me. But anyways, and when I got home, last night, I was kind of like, we went to bed because we had to get up again early this morning to come into Fraser, right? So it's a 2-hour and 10-minute drive to get here, depending upon traffic and construction. And I realized that value, like, it just really was hitting me that we talk about the value, and we know we're valued, and people tell us, oh, you bring so much value and you have valuable content, and I value you. But I started to realize that's what people perceive of us, and how do we perceive ourselves from a place of value? And this is more than confidence. Like, this piece of value is really what brings the level of confidence that we have to what we do and how we interact and how we present ourselves. And there are things that happen that impact that value we believe in ourselves. So, and this is not a dollar value, but you can represent it as a dollar value almost, where it's like we walk around with these dollar signs above our heads because that's how our brain kind of interacts when we talk about value, right? Like, that's worth $1, that's worth $1,000, that's worth $1 million, that's priceless, right? But when we're talking about how we perceive ourselves and the perception of our own value, it's not about a dollar amount, it's about so many other things. And I'm going to share 2 stories because it's going to give you the understanding of how these experiences provide our own value, how we perceive our own value, how we feel valuable, and that others perceive us as valuable. And so the first instance, and both of these are 2 men who I absolutely adore and love and could not, I can live without, but they are so important. They are impactful in my life. They are like my mainstays, right? So the first story is my dad, right? So he, like, I was his mini-me. I was his, right-hand person. And we were inseparable. We had a really super close relationship. And I was going through some stuff. Somebody had stolen my identity when I first moved to the States, and they served 2 years in federal prison under my name and social security number. And so when I was going through the green card process, the INS had me come down. I had to do it multiple times, but this one time I had to come down and basically plead my case about who I am, what am I doing, like, is this really me? This is not me. How do I prove that this was not me, right? So my dad flew in only for the sole purpose to get up at 3 a.m. the next day. So he flew in from Ontario to California only to support me, to drive the hour and a half down to LA, sit in the lineup to get in for 2 hours for a 5-minute meeting, for him to then wait in the lobby while I had this 5-minute meeting, and then drive back to my home and then fly back to Ontario. He perceived for me how much value I had, right? So that level of value, immediately I was like, he's doing all this for me. He's doing this to make sure I felt comfortable, that I was confident, that I was supported. My sense of personal value grew out of that. Like, I was able to go, yeah. Like, he didn't have to tell me. His actions and his words along the way showed me the value that I had. I could feel my value. I could feel it, right? In my heart center, I could feel my value. So that was, for me, like, it just grew my sense of personal worth, my personal self-worth, right? So, and that's a little bit different than confidence. The next story is my husband and I, we were talking about life insurance. And when I said, like, I think I need to take out life insurance on myself just to make sure, there's enough for something did happen to me, unfortunately, that the kids would be taken care of, because our kids were young at the time. And my husband was like, we don't need life insurance on you. We don't need life insurance on you. Like, we've got it. It'll be fine, And he wasn't coming from a place where he didn't value me. He wasn't coming from a place where he didn't love me, or for him, it was like just black and white. Like, it was just numbers, right? Like, we ran the numbers. He's like, we can figure it out. If something happened, we'd figure it out. But that comment made me what? Made me feel like I didn't have value. I'm like, what do you mean you don't need life insurance? Like, you can just so easily replace me, right? Like, all the things I do around the house for the family, for the kids. So that interaction completely eroded what I felt I had value, like my value as I walked around on this earth. So it took a lot. So last night it really hit me that there is this difference in understanding of when we're talking value. We can talk value all day long about our core values and how we walk in alignment and how we make decisions around what's important and what isn't important. Good morning, Tara. I'm seeing comments, right? So we're talking about how we feel value and that feeling, right? I mean, we are human beings. We are emotional beings. Like, we are all about how do we feel and interact, and we live in our heart centers, and how do we just project that? And it hit me last night. Like, it was so powerful for me to understand that my personal value, so, when we're talking about like that dollar bill rolling around the top of our heads, I started to realize parts of the areas that I'm holding back, parts of the areas where I am not being fully vulnerable, fully in my person and who I am and what I offer and how I speak to people and how I interact. Like, I know I bring value to the table. Like, I know the village platform that I'm building and the women's business community is amazing, and all of the resources around there are amazing, and they're so valuable for the price that people pay as a member, right? But my personal value, I didn't realize until last night, lying in bed, sobbing, tears rolling down my face, when you're laying in bed and the tears are rolling literally down your face into the pillow. And my husband was sound asleep. He wasn't even aware, right? And that's okay, because this is my process. And I've done the work. Like, I have dug in. I've gone through not just regular therapy, but past life therapy. I've gone through hypnotherapy, like you name it. I have done the work. And for me now, 33 years after starting to do this kind of work, for it to finally hit, the value that I'm holding of myself is not the same value that I perceive I'm providing to people. There was a huge misalignment. And I was like blown away, thinking to myself, how many of us here in this amazing group are thinking, I know what value is. I know how much value I bring to the table. I know that I create valuable products and services, and it's priceless. But the question is, how are we feeling that value? When we feel the value in our core, that's way different than knowing it in our brains. And so I was sitting here, it's a 2-hour drive to get to the rink this morning. My son's beside me, and I am driving, thinking about this, going, I'm just going to jump on and do this live and share this. And kind of be vulnerable, be open, and just share kind of the epiphany that I had. Because I don't think I'm alone. And the more I thought about it as I was driving here, like, I had tears down my face, and I'm like so glad my son's 16 and he doesn't want to see his mother cry. And I'm driving and it's raining, and I'm like, oh my gosh, so yeah. And right, Tara, it is. It's like we never think of it. We never think of the value we hold. Or we never give ourselves permission, because, right, sometimes we sit there and we think we don't want to ask the question because we don't want to know the answer. And that's the other big thing. We don't want to do some of the deeper work because we don't want to uncover what's there. We don't want to see what's beneath the surface. We've buried things so deep that we're like, no, that's good. I'm done. I've dealt with it, right? Like, I love my husband to death. Like, honestly, when I say I can't live without him, like, I mean, obviously I can't. But, I mean, we are two peas in a pod. Like, we are bonded. And, yeah, he drives me nuts and crazy some days. And I know I do the same for him. But I'm like, I need to feel my value. I need to know, I need to feel it in my core, because if I'm talking to all of you and sharing my wisdom and my knowledge, but there's a misalignment because I'm not feeling my value, you guys pick up on that, right? So it's like, so here I'm trying not to cry because, like, not that I have my makeup done, but like I'm going to walk into a rink and be around like 1,000 people in a minute, right? So I'm trying not to get all teary-eyed, but it's deep and it's raw. And I think if we don't allow ourselves to dig in and do that kind of work and be vulnerable, we're doing a disservice, not just to ourselves, but to our clients and our customers, to our families, to our community. Like, this is how deep it hit me. So, and that's why I thought I had to just kind of share this with you guys. It really can't wait till a Tuesday. It was like, this is like literally in the moment. You can see I'm sitting in my car, right? Like, the cooler's in the back. And I have this lady beside me, and I keep putting my hand up because that's the side she's sitting on with her window open. So, but I just want all of you, I want to encourage all of you, and you can share. I'm all right. Right, then it's the ugly cry. Yes, absolutely. So it is, and that's part of why I built this community. It is the reason I built the village, the Women's Business Resource Community. And I'm creating a space outside of Facebook, outside of social media, that we as women can come and get raw, be raw, and still feel supported and feel like we're not being judged. That we can get in and do the dirty work, right? Because I hate to say it, I love Facebook, right? From a business perspective, I love it. But you don't want to be raw on Facebook, because then you have the creepers that come in there. They only want to watch you be raw, right? They're not really there to learn from you or to work, not just with you, but to do the work alongside you, right? I don't see myself walking in front of you guys with you guys following. I see us all walking together, because you help me as much as I help you. So please, if there's anything, be raw with us within this group. Be raw within the village community. This is your space. And then I'll agree. Yes. So I think if any of you have any insights on what, when you do that deeper work and you understand what you feel and allow yourself to feel, you'll be blown away. Yes. So, right? And so it is, look, and I don't even have any Kleenex. So now I'm going to have to go find paper towel in the back of my car. Because if we can't laugh at ourselves, who can we laugh at, right? So it is definitely a place where we need to be. We need to be raw. We need to allow ourselves to do that deeper work and breathe, because I think, like, I can tell you right now, just after spending the last 15 minutes talking with you guys, even though it seems like a one-way conversation, I am seeing the comments. Thank goodness the comments are coming up. Like, I feel lighter. Like, I feel way more in alignment now than what I was even just driving here 30 minutes ago. And it hit me that, like, I tell, I have a 12-year-old, soon to be 13-year-old, and 16-year-old, and I tell them all the time that I love them, and that they bring so much value to my life, and that, I can't, I love that we have this amazing relationship, and we have these kinds of conversations all the time. But I realized this morning, I need to tell my 16-year-old, like, he has value. Not just worth, not just, like, don't be confident. Feel your value. Not just know it, feel it. Because it shows up in everything that we do. Everything. So, that's what I got for you this morning. The good, the bad, the ugly. The good, the bad, the ugly. So, I love you guys. And I just really want to tell you how much I appreciate all of you here, and how much I learn from you, and how much I just appreciate having this space and this interaction. And yeah. So, anybody got anything for me? Oh, you're welcome, Nicole. Thank you for providing the space. And in that kind of, talking about Nicole, not that we're talking about Nicole, but we'll talk about Nicole right now for a second. Nicole. Yesterday she called me. They had a horrible storm, and she helps me with emails. And she was like, "Oh my God, we don't have any internet. We're using like my data plan, and there's like 5 of us in the house. Like, I can't get online and do what I need to do today. I'm so sorry." And I think that's what sparked it. I think that's what sparked this whole value thing, because I'm like, oh my God, like, she brings so much value to my life, right? Like, I need to tell her how much I value her. And then I started reflecting back about 3 weeks ago. Now I'm on another tangent, but it's totally in alignment. Is I stop saying, when this happens, I'm going to. I stopped using that phrase. I stopped using the word when, and I switched out for now. I'm going to now do this. I'm going to now be this. I'm going to now believe this. I just switched out. Instead of saying when, it's now. And things changed huge. Like, now I'm going to do this. And it was all around what we're building over on getbizsavvy.com, right? And what happened, guess what happened? Like, literally, in the first 3 months of the year, we had 15 people register on the Village platform. And I shifted my language, and I started saying, now I'm going to do this, now I'm going to do that. and we had 15 people already in the month of April. So we have doubled our membership, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a brand new platform, right? So we have doubled our membership in 3 weeks from me just shifting my language from when to now. So yes, Terry, use that. Use the language. Shift it to now. I'm going to now do this. Because when we start saying when will never happen. When just doesn't happen. Because we keep changing the goalposts. So it's now. Now, today is now. Now is now. Now I'm going to do this, right? So like coming live this morning, I was like, oh, I'll do that. No. Stop, Karen. Now you're going to go live. Doesn't matter where you're at. Doesn't matter who's watching, right? Doesn't matter that, 100 people have walked by in front of me and a few have waved and I kind of just smiled, right? So now. So now's the time. Now's the time to be raw. Now's the time to feel your value. See how it's all integrated? Yeah. Yep. That's it. That's okay. Well, I keep saying that's what I got for you, but that's what I got for you. That's what I got for you. And now I'm going to go into the rink. I'm going to go into the rink and stand there and watch my son do what he loves to do. With value. Okay. Much love to all of you guys. Have a beautiful Saturday. The rain has stopped here. It's muggy. But it's a beautiful day. And I'm off. And as you can hear, the door next door to me, she's getting out. So I think we might be playing their team. I'll find out when I walk in because I don't know anybody on the team. So we'll see. All right, ladies. Have a beautiful day. And you're welcome, Tara. Thank you for showing up. And to anybody watching the replay, please comment. And again, as usual, if I don't see the comment within a reasonable period of time, please DM me so I can respond. All right? Okay, much love. We'll see you on Tuesday morning for the live at 11 a.m. Eastern. I have no idea what the topic is because this is Saturday and normally I don't work on weekends. So I have no idea what's going on. Anyways, have a beautiful weekend. And remember, tomorrow is Small Biz Sunday. So tomorrow is the day you get to splash all about who you are, what you do, and all your specials. All right? Okay. Have a beautiful day, ladies.